can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
And I'm Wes.
Hey, welcome back.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
I'm telling you. We talked about the dark side of the ring. There is another dark side.
Dark Side of the 90s.
The 90s, yeah. I didn't know that was a series as well. Is it connected to the...
It's Vice TV.
Okay, so they do Dark Side. What other Dark Sides have they done?
I'm not sure.
Just 90s and the ring. Those are the only two that you've been interested in.
That's the only two I know about, yeah.
Okay, Dark Side of the Ring and Dark Side of the 90s. Well, I just found out about Dark Side of the Ring, and you had shown me... Did you text me it? You text me about it?
Ring or...
Dark Side of the 90s.
Yeah, I sent you that.
You sent me that
and I
one.
said, this is our podcast topic if Bruce doesn't show up.
Gotcha. Okay, the only thing I see is Dark Side of Football, but I don't really care about that one. Okay, no, but the other two are Vice. So, yes, Dark Side of the 90s and Dark Side of the Ring are their two Vice TV shows. Okay, so the 90s, and how long has this one been going on?
A few months.
Okay, so this is a new series they've started because I guess...
I know at least a few months for sure.
Dark Side of Wrestling, so this is season 1.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, this one was about Beanie Babies. And
I think this was episode 3 or 4 out of the series.
Okay. I'm going to start going back and watching these too. Maybe there'll be some other ones we can talk about here. But you sent me Beanie Babies because a long time ago, and we had kind of told this story when we talked about cards, coins, and collectibles, but it's worth to remind everyone again. We were there for the entire Beanie Baby wave, the craze, before, during, and after.
Well, I mean, if you listen to that show, it's a little bit longer, but I feel like we were in the peak for sure.
We were there toward the end because I remember Wayne called, said, "Dump them." They're
well, yeah, and if you watch that show, it kind of tells what's happening.
But it's crazy. Like Wayne kind of saw this happening before it happened, and the man had some kind of sixth sense about it. Because I remember when he first told us. Remember, he brought the bean back, and you said, "What the blank is that, Wayne?" He said, "Bean bags are gonna be worth a lot." He's like, "Wayne, those are children's toys. Those are little dolls, beanbag toys, and they're not going to be worth nothing." And I remember we were all mad because we had to move the autograph memorabilia stuff out because it wasn't selling that much anyway.
Yeah, we had to condense a lot of stuff.
Those went on the short shelves, and then we had to get rid of hockey later on, which hockey cards weren't selling anyway, so we just kind of grouped those together with scrunched them with basketball and whatnot. Yeah. But the thing is, though, we had to clear out space. And we were just thinking, this is so dumb. We had to get rid of comic books, open up a little corner in the middle. We had an island of just
back
boxes.
Issues.
And we had to get rid of basically just the Valiant comic books that had to go under because who cares
Yeah, I think
about
we probably
Valiant?
Eliminated probably 6 long boxes off that table just to make
we had to give them a
like
pile.
a miscellaneous bin.
And he's just dumping them, and they were the stupidest looking things. I remember I was like, "Beanbag baby, no one's gonna buy this. Is a fad. It's gonna be gone by Christmas, you know." And we were kind of. I remember we were kind of upset.
We were apprehensive.
Yeah, we did not think so because the craze had not exactly hit. It was building at this point, but no one knew at this point because we had never heard of them.
Well, like they said in the show, this is very early internet.
Yes.
Early eBay.
But Wayne had obviously had connections to the bigger cities where it was picking up, and he knew it was only a matter of time before it made it into all the other rural areas. Again, this is a time pre-internet or dial-up. The internet is very young at this point.
Yeah.
This is how eBay got on the map, to be honest.
Right.
eBay was nothing until Beanie Babies came around.
Correct.
Beanie Babies gave eBay life, and that's what I really liked about this documentary because I've seen a few documentaries about Beanie Babies, and they've been good. But this one went in a different direction that I enjoyed. Talking more about Ty and the Beanie Baby magazine. I remember that lady in the Beanie Baby magazine, and everyone, because remember everyone who came to the store had it and was looking at it was like the Beckett price guide.
Correct.
For Beckett is the price guide, by the way, for baseball cards for people who don't know.
It was like the Beanie Bible.
Yeah, it was, and they would everyone had the latest issue and was looking at what went up, what went down, what stayed the same, what was hot. The Bears were always hot.
Right.
You know, they just come out and they're already $20, not worth the value of $5. Yeah, the Beanie Baby came out was a bear, it's automatically $20. I would say the biggest sellers for us was the Princess Diana bear by far.
By far.
You couldn't keep those in stock. We also had Lucky Bear that sold really well. And then other bears sold okay. But I remember the Princess Diana bear because that was recent, after she had died. And so everyone wanted a Princess Di bear. And you could sell that for $40 if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think at one point I think when we first got them, they were probably like 60 or 80
When we first got them,
bucks.
they were 20 each. But then we changed Princess Diana immediately because that was the one that everyone was selling. And yeah, we were selling it for way higher after that. And it was selling it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what the price was. You had one, it was gone the next day.
It was interesting because what our business model, we were greener than goose shit on this. So we were like learning as we went. So for us, we were learning a lot from our customers.
We were. I remember I sold the $6,000 bear, the one of the velvet whatever bear, one of the first ones. I remember the lady pointed at it and pointed at this and pointed at that $500 one, and I looked at her and I said, "Lady, these aren't $5 each." She went, "I know," and I said, "May I carry you out the door?" I did. I walked her to her door. I gave her my personal home phone number. I said, "If you ever need to, service, I will come to work and work for you." I mean, that was a $10,000 sale I made, and I was told that Ralph beat me. I thought that was the biggest single sale, but I was told that Ralph had beat me a long time ago by selling a bunch of sports cards. That's what someone had told me because I said that has got to be the record here for biggest single sale, one-time sale. And I was told that Ralph had sold a ton of rookie cards or a ton of cards.
I'll dig into that.
Yeah.
See if we can get a
find
answer.
out what Ralph's record was because I was proud of that moment. And I mean, we were making so much money basically on Beanie Babies, even though I will be honest, we sold a bunch of baseball cards. I mean, sports cards were just as hot in my opinion. Baseball cards, I stopped selling packs. We sold boxes to these people. I had one lady, I think I told the story before. I had one lady come in, yell at me because her husband came in to see me after he got paid. I took his entire paycheck. And she yelled at me. And I was like, "Lady, he's a grown man. He can spend the money however he wants. Why
in
are you
retail,
yelling at me?"
they call that go for no.
So say what?
Until they say no, you keep
That's
going.
right. That's right. And that's what we did. But I remember the commission checks were bigger than our paychecks.
Yeah. Yeah,
By
definitely. Yeah, our pay
money was
jumped drastically.
You talk about living high off the hog. I mean, money was falling from the sky for us.
Yeah, it definitely changed our outlook.
We won the free plane tickets both years.
I forgot about
the mall.
that.
Oh, I
over
went.
Last year's sales. Yeah.
I got 2 plane tickets, round trips paid for.
I remember that
because we kept winning because we doubled our sales.
Yeah.
And then the next year it was if you triple your sales because they were just trying to get people to sell more, to show how profitable the mall was. And so we tripled our sales the year after. And Wayne got the tickets, but he gave them to us.
Right. Good recall on your part.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because I remember I went to the agent and I said, one of the places I flew out to, I went to Virginia Beach on one. And then the other one, I went to go see some friends in Detroit. And I remember the travel agency lady who had the gift card looked at me and went, she said, "You want to go to Detroit?" And I went, "Yes." And she went, Do you know someone in Detroit?" I said, "Yeah, I got friends in Detroit." She went, "Oh, okay," because I was going to say, you don't want to go on Detroit for a vacation. That's what she told me. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, she's a professional. She can
I
give you
know.
professional.
She wanted to make sure I enjoyed my time there.
Yeah.
But I remember we were just rolling in it. We could do no wrong. If I didn't walk in and make $1,000 on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, usually when the mall's dead, I tried to go for 1,000 every night. Now, some nights we only got a couple hundred, but it doesn't matter. I felt like I wasted my time unless I made $1,000 in sales. I remember I sold. You had accidentally ordered the Kingdom Come novelization.
Yes.
Instead of and you're like, "Oh, if I went, I can do this. Don't worry." And so you went home, and I was running that night, and I put up one book on the register, and they said, "What's that?" I went, "It's the novel." I said, "You like the comic book, right?" "I love the comic book." I said, "This is the novel." I said, "By the way, we asked for a ton, but we only got one." And so, or I'd say, we sold it. We just got them today. This is the last copy. He went, "Can I get it?" I went, "Sure, man, you can have it. Last one." And then I said, "Hi, enjoy it. Tell me how it is." And then I'd reach under there and bring out the next book and put it there.
You're exposing the business.
By the end of the night, that's closed now. But by the end of the night, I remember I called you and said, "Guess what? I sold them. You said, how many? I said, all. He went, you sold them all? I said, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 4 books that were like $30 a piece.
I know. It was great.
I screwed up and ordered.
That's all right. Well, we thought it was the trade paperback. Right. Is what we thought it was.
Yeah.
But it sold. It sold. And but we could sell anything. We could sell anything. All of us could. We were good with people. And we sold them stuff they wanted. I mean, it's not, no one's twisting their arm.
Well, we can't just talk about us. We got to talk about this podcast.
I know. We're talking about... all right, anyway. But Beanie Babies was a big deal for our windfall, is what I'm saying.
Beanie Babies changed our business.
Yes, it did. Drastically. Now, this dark side of the 90s focuses on Ty Warner, which I like how they call him the Willy Wonka of toy sales, because the guy is pretty smart. He got a little too greedy at the end. It came back to bite him in the butt.
Sure.
But that whole retiring thing... Because remember, the moment the retired list hit... Wayne made us pull those out of the bin, right? Those instantly went up from whatever they were, $5 or whatnot, to 15 or 10. They all went up a little bit in value because now they're on the retired or soon to be retired list.
Correct.
And so those went up to and they went inside the case. There was a bunch of them just kind of stacked in the case.
Yeah. That
we put. So the multicolored iguana was now $10 or $7.50 now, you know, and then they'd start selling too, you know, because it was a great, you know, it's that FOMO, fear of missing out, that Ty Warner took advantage of, and it was boosting his sales. And he did that constantly. He'd release more, and, you know, they just kept selling. And then I also liked at the end, I remember, because I had already left, but we had dumped right at the peak. Wayne knew exactly when it was going to come crashing down somehow, because I remember he just like dump it all. We're getting out of the business. Like, why we're selling these? But sure enough, shortly after, those things went kaput.
Yeah,
and it kind of ended all of a sudden. And maybe he heard from big cities or the ones, you know, before the internet. You watch what
if anybody
knew
a guy, Wayne Humble knew a guy.
Wayne Humble knew a guy
for sure.
We had someone who worked at the Hallmark warehouse or something. Who was where you get those calls?
Yeah, there were Hallmarks.
Hey, is Wayne
a lot of Hallmarks are they're franchise. They were owned. There was like Amy's Hallmark or Lynn's Hallmark, and we would network with those owners in local. Yeah, I don't know if it's tri-state area, but definitely in Louisiana and Mississippi.
It was crazy stuff, but no, I remember when all this happened, and then when he announced the end bear, and that was going to be. I said, really, he's ending it on. It's such a big seller. That's just another way to
a gimmick.
But that was the gimmick that really pissed everyone off, and it ended up blowing up in his face. He's not poor. I mean, made it out with billions of dollars and whatnot. So, yeah,
well, I think
for selling beanbag toys.
I think that he probably, I don't know, I'm guessing most people that start their own business, I think at some point they do want to sell it. I'm saying 9 out of 10, or they end up getting.
Has he sold it since then?
Well,
or is he still running it? I mean, I know they're still around.
I'm just saying,
still
like,
make stupid animals.
I'm thinking 20 years ago, like he was probably making so much money that he was probably wondering if someone was going to come in and try to buy it off. So
I got you.
You know, well, if I end it,
then people say, I'll buy it from you because I want to restart it.
Correct.
And then he sells it for one.
I'm not saying that's what it is.
That's an idea. I didn't think about it because he could have sold it for $1 billion.
Right.
The business there.
Yeah.
Like that's how much he was raking. He was raking in more than that.
He was controlling the narrative so much.
Oh, exactly.
But especially like the smart thing about not allowing it in big box retailers. He controlled so much of it. It was a very interesting. Yeah, they painted him. Was a pretty savvy businessman,
and I think he was.
And they made him a tragic figure, but I mean, that's a narrative.
That's a documentary. But the thing is, though, I think he was because he's selling beanbags with little animal faces on. That's really it. There's really nothing special about those.
Well, I think if you listen to the end, the girl that worked there that like started the website and she designed some of the tags and she read the message off the bear or not the bear. I think it was a tiger. Sorry. I thought that was a really good way of ending it. It made it sound like, oh, this is like.
There's a smile at the end.
Sure,
there's a smile at the end because it's still fun. Well, I mean, you had all those people who still cherish even though they know they're not worth anything now, they still cherish them and they enjoyed the thrill of the hunt. You know,
right?
They enjoyed. So I mean, you still got people who just still cherish them. That's another thing. They came out with, and they made a good point here that I'd never heard anyone make. They came with a website before that was a thing.
Correct.
And you talking about controlling the narrative, the website was where everyone went to get their news, to get their things, to get their questions answered.
And their message boards and their dial-up internet. And
blowing up. It was blowing up. But again, they control what's going on with the market. They control the fans. They had them. No one had such a captive audience when it came to toys back then. And of course, eBay gained its popularity through there. They talked about, I loved how they talked about McDonald's and the teeny beanies. Remember, Wayne would pay us for our Happy Meals if we went up and got one, because we were hungry. We got free food out of it. He just got our little
right. And I always tell the story. The favorite part of that to me is he would only pay for hamburger Happy Meals. He would not pay more for a cheeseburger.
The extra 15 cents
for
the cheeseburger or the nuggets had to be the regular hamburger.
It's funny when you get older and you think that's pretty smart.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, I was a kid. I didn't.
It's
care.
like being nice, but don't be too nice.
I'll give him that, but that 10 extra cents, F those kids. I'm not giving him that.
Right.
That's funny. But it didn't matter to me because I was like, hey, free's free. If he's going to give me a hamburger and fries and I can eat 2 of them at a time, or we could order 3 of them.
Yeah, it was like
I can eat 3 burgers.
Well, he would give us whatever the limit we could go over there and do it.
It was 3, but we would eat 3 because I could eat 3 hamburgers and 3 little small fries, and that was a meal for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. I'm getting off topic again. Do you remember when Arby's was in the mall and they did the 5 for $5.95?
I do.
And I told you I could eat 5 beef and cheddars. He said, if you do that, I'll pay for it. Now, the thing was, I could eat 4 beef and cheddars, and the 5th one I had to shove down my throat. But I was not going to pay for it.
I don't remember that. That's pretty smart.
I made myself sick because you were right. I could not do 5. I did 4, and that 4th one went down hard.
It's the bread.
And
it's not the beef.
You're correct. You're correct. I found that out when I was going through 4. I was like, oh my, because you can't slow down. And I slowed down, and 4 was tough going down. I was like, you know what? And I did make myself sick, but I was like, I'm 1 away. I opened my big mouth. Now it's time to do it and shove this roast beef down my throat.
What a proud moment.
I'm telling you.
You taught me a lesson, and you went into the bathroom and vomited, probably.
Probably so. I felt sick afterwards, yeah. But
you probably had Arby's sauce.
But those were good days. Those were all good days. Mm-hmm. Those were all good times too. That's just one of the many memories I have. They were talking about on Dark Side of the 90s all the fights that got involved. Now, you may remember that. I don't recall a single fight happening at the store.
No, I think ours was definitely more self-contained because we were a specialty secondhand dealer.
But I don't remember there being, because Hallmark would sell some. There was a Hallmark in the mall back then.
Had a Hallmark in the mall.
But I don't remember there being reports of fights everyone was pretty civil where we were at. I'm not saying that this was a lie. I'm just saying in our area, people were a little bit more level-headed.
Yeah, I think that the supply and demand, we were kind of late to that party anyway, so it was not quite people jumping out of cars on the highway like they were on that show.
That was crazy. I'd never seen that either when they showed that.
That's a good way to start the show. You're like, oh, wow, what's this about?
Yeah. No, it is. It's the hook.
Sure.
To get you interested.
They start hot.
Okay, let's back up.
Yeah.
There once was a man named Ty Warner. And that's a great way. You're right. That's a great way to do a documentary. I mean, heck, what are the other ones about, by the way?
One of them is about reality TV. Jerry Springer.
Okay.
One of them is about the Viper Room, Johnny Depp starting that, and the death of River Phoenix, which is really good.
Oh, wow! Been a while since I've revisited that story. So
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's definitely some different '90s based stuff.
That's nice. I like they're going a different route. Then. Yeah. Okay. Not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air drama in the backstage then episode.
Well, I haven't seen them all, so I'm not going to say that doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
So all right. Maybe it does. I'm not going to do a spoiler here.
Now they don't make Beanie babies anymore. Ty still makes stuffed animal things because we have a few, and I see them in stores. They're just stuffed animals with the Ty little heart symbol. I remember when we get a new supply in, we had to tag each one. Remember that?
Yeah, our protective covers, like you would put a bag and board
sleeve
a comic.
A card, you would bag a comic book, you tagged a beanie, and we just sit there tagging beanies for the entire evening.
Yeah. That's
what we do. That's part of our job. But they don't make the actual beanie bag baby now. I've never, if so, I don't see it anywhere.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen one in quite some time.
I wonder if Yeah, maybe those are due for a comeback. You know,
I did see some at the Comic-Con. Believe it or not, there was like a guy had like a tote of like Beanie Babies for like $5, and I looked in there. It was like,
interesting.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it was definitely the last piece of chicken on the table kind of look, where it was kind of depressing. It's like they're just thrown out there like
he's
scraps.
Just buying some here.
There's some kid that's
I'm just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah,
exactly. You can get them for cheap now. Like I was picking them up for a while. I'd pick them up $1 here, $1 here, like $1 for the Lucky Bear, $1 for the Princess Di Bear or something, $2 for the. I was like, wow. I remember those were the first two I picked up. I told Megan, I said, these we used to sell these for tons of money back in the day. And now you get them for $1 each. The Billionaire Bear that talked about the lady waving around, how much in cash? $6,000 or? She had a couple $1,000s in cash. She was trying to wave in every employee's face to buy one.
Oh yeah, the
story. She was in the parking lot.
The publisher gave her $5,000.
$5,000. That's what it was.
And she was trying to pay to get it.
$20 on eBay if you want one.
But it's kind of funny. Like going back to that story, she paints herself in a bit of a sympathetic figure where she's like the cop comes to her and she's got her baby in there and they're like,
but
it's like, well, why are you got your baby out here? You're already hustling these employees with
and that's why you were gone, not because you were nursing your kid. It's because the story switched really quick there to make her
they exposed her. I don't think she understood how they were exposing her.
Yeah, I think so
in my
too.
opinion,
because she was definitely one that was just going after that.
It's not wholesome, even though her name.
She was contributing to the mania,
the frenzy,
as she profited off of the mania. Her book was she was the end all. I'm not kidding. You'd see that book in everyone's hand when they'd walk in.
Yeah, we sold
the newest monthly one. Did we sell it? I couldn't remember.
I mean, a little bit, but
I
it wasn't
remember
like
if we sold. I'm sure we sold a lot. There was a lot of extra tie stuff we sold. I want to say. I don't know what. Didn't we sell the plastic the plexiglass boxes and stuff? I think I have. Yeah, behind that trophy up there, those.
Yeah, I think we may have had some of those. I know Wayne was very creative in.
Keep talking.
When he was selling them, he sent it up at a. Like a travel shop, like where you would go like rent a U-Haul or something and get boxes. He had one set up there. He had them set up at like a gas station deli. What he would do is get like the clamshells, the clear clamshells that you'd put like a salad or something in.
Yeah.
And he'd put Beanie Babies in them and set them up at these shops and sell them like that. Because he would,
like that.
to control them so they weren't getting damaged. Pretty,
but we sold the protective casings for them because we'd always offer those. Those were like $3.99 or something. We'd always ask them if they want, or $2.99. That one's scratched up to heck. But
I was just wondering if it had like a date or something that was copyrighted.
No. But those were just generic. Those were sold by some second dealer who knew it was smart. He said, "Hey, they need a protective case." For them, or something to show them off there, and you can stack them all over a wall or something. Have a big
Beanie Baby Jenga.
Yeah, exactly. Or have a what's it called? Whatever, art looking deco style wall of Beanie Babies, different colors and a different, But it was a neat little thing. I remember we'd ask them. I mean, I don't know if that was $3.99, $2.99, something like that. It was an extra charge. We'd always try to upsell them, give them the case for it.
Go for no.
Yeah. But that was just a really interesting story. And I didn't know he was that private a person, Time Warner. I never realized he was that private. Didn't grant interviews. Didn't do much. Kind of sat there coming up with different ideas. And came up with a lot of ideas, a lot of exclusives here and there. Didn't know how I knew it was popular at McDonald's, but didn't know it sold out in 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and then it was done. They were hoping to get that for a couple months, but they sold out the teeny beanies.
The stock just wouldn't
hold up. Yeah. So that was interesting. I didn't realize that, and there were fights breaking out over that too. People stealing people's Happy Meals in the parking lot. That's how crazy. And this is the beanie bag baby steal. We were fighting over never has there been something as dumb as since the pet rock maybe. that's generated so much, right?
Well, I mean, I think you've had that kind of stuff with Tickle Me Elmos. You've had Furbies. You've had Cabbage Patch
we sold
Kids,
Furbies for a little while. You remember that?
All that kind of stuff. So I think every generation has something every couple of years. You have it now with PS4s and
so game stations a lot.
I think they were mostly saying how ridiculous it was that someone is fighting over something called a Happy Meal.
Right? Yeah, it was.
But when you're capitalistic ideas,
I mean, it's a good idea.
They can do a lot of damage.
I get the craze. Like I said, as we were selling it, we became fans in a way. Looking at different ones, excited about
Well, if you're in sales, if you want somebody to do it, put some money on it, and I'll pull it. So, yeah.
But I feel like Beanie Babies are ready for a comeback now.
I think they will be probably in the next 5 years.
Well, I mean, you look at it and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little over 20, so I think it's overdue now.
Yeah.
To start doing the little beanbag bears, do different ones, but make sure they're in that same style.
Somebody will start professionally grading Beanie Babies, just like they have comics and cards.
Oh yeah. And that'll come back just like everything else.
They have action figures like AFAs and.
Well, I mean, already they're making old toys. I go to Target, but they're making Megan's old style pound puppies and the little boxes. The little carrying boxes used to be there. The packaging used to be their doghouse. Original packaging for Cabbage Patch, for Strawberry Shortcake, for Care Bears. Yeah. My little girls have 2 of the original style Care Bears. They're newer now. But, everything that was old is now new because guess who the parents are? The parents were the kids who bought those toys. And they're like, whoa, how cool would it be? Because I loved that Pound Puppy or Cabbage Patch Kid back in the day. You can't sell it in new packaging because it's not like the old ones. So you just put the old package around it. Sure, you maybe get the same design or whatnot. But even on board games, I've seen that. There's been some old board games that have been getting reprints. They've been going back to Target. Mall Madness. Forbidden Bridge, Fireball Island, that kind of stuff has been coming back, and you're thinking, whoa, this is a thing now? Yeah. What's old is now new because they know that the parents are the ones now buying for their kids, and I'd want my kid to experience.
People are running out of new ideas, so they're
running out of new ideas, but they're like, it works because that nostalgia is like, we're not buying it for us, we're buying it for our kid, but we're hoping they'll love it the same way we did. Kids are a lot different, though. They don't play with toys like we did. When I was a kid, You're
sounding like the old man now.
Well, I know, but 10, 12, there was nothing cooler than an action figure. My little nephews won't play with action figures, ever. They never did. It wasn't that big a deal to them. An action figure was the premium gift I could get back in the day.
For sure, I'm with you.
You'd say, do you want this play set or do you want a Nintendo? I'd say play set. I wouldn't even think about that. Because you want the big play set. That's just amazing. Think of what your action figures can do in that play set with the little trap door that will work 3 times and then break. You know?
For sure.
But anyway, so you definitely need to check this out. I haven't checked out all the episodes of Dark Side of the 90s. Have you?
Not all of them. Like I said,
okay. It's only a few episodes, but you just saw that one. What made you get that? What made you look at that one?
It popped up on my YouTube feed of silly stuff that I watch, and
that's how Dark Side of the Ring popped up. It popped on the algorithm somehow.
Yeah,
for me,
I watched it, and I was, I like anything that pulls back the curtain a little bit and exposes something for what it really is, even if it's a creative narrative. If it gives you a different point of view.
Absolutely, and like I said, I've seen 1 or 2 things about Beanie Babies, the Beanie Baby craze of the '90s, but that was really well done. It showed things I hadn't seen before, and it showed things from different angles. Like the Ty Warner, his history, and his scandal afterwards and everything. I didn't even know about that. So,
creative geniuses, they're silent sufferers.
I'm telling you. So I just want to see the episode where all the Beanie Baby employees board a plane. That's when you got gold. The Beanie Baby ride from hell. That's what I want to hear.
I don't know if that was in the making, but maybe.
Flight attendants picking up bags of
I'm
loose
sure there's a
beads.
lot of non-disclosure agreements that got signed by that company.
I'm positive there were. Do you remember playing baseball with these when they were like worthless? When we had the leftovers?
No.
You don't? Okay.
No. I was the manager. I'm not going to partake in the hoodlum activities.
Okay.
I just would dare you to gorge yourself with
okay.
rotten meat.
We never picked up wiffle bats then, is what you're saying.
And
never played baseball with the trash Beanie Babies we couldn't get rid of.
No, I was trying to make friends and talk to girls parts of the day too.
Okay. Were you?
Yeah. Same thing I'm still doing to this day. How pitiful is that?
Okay. All right, so there you go. So check it out. Check out Dark Side of the Night. And you know what? If we look at, I may just like Dark Side of the Ring, I think I'm going to go through and start watching these, and maybe we'll have some other topics to talk about.
Let's do it.
All right, folks. Hey, let us know in the comments below. Did you collect Beanie Babies? Did someone you know collect Beanie Babies? Do you still have Beanie Babies? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time on another Princes of the Universe.